Good afternoon and welcome to the PAI office hours. So today we're going to be going over taxes and how to pull 1099's off of PAI reports. I think everybody's favorite season in life is the tax season. Let's talk about who gets a 1099 and why they get a 1099. 1099s are only generated if you have monthly income. And I mean monthly income like on surcharge, interchange, or like a value-added program. And the reason why they're only generated if you have monthly income. If you get paid daily surcharge, let's say, that's actually paid out by the processor and not PAI. If it's paid monthly, that money comes to us, and at the end of the month, we pay you that money. So that's why 1099s are only generated on monthly income. So with that kind of understanding, let's kind of jump right into it. We're going to be going over how you as a market partner can pull your 1099. I'm also going to show you how to determine if somebody should get a 1099 if they're not calling you and asking you for that. I will also show you how to pull their 1099s, your customers' 1099s. And then I'm going to be showing you a different kind of underutilized view and then how that view would pull 1099s. Let's just kind of kick this thing off. So like I said, first we're going to talk about how you as a market partner can pull your 1099. You're just going to go up here to the upper left-hand corner where our menu icon is. We're going to hit search menu and we're just going to type in 1099. Once you hit 1099 statements, you're going to see a date selector, which year you want to pull that 1099 for, and then a statement button. Once you click that statement button, it'll actually download that 1099. 1099s look like, you'll see your business name up here, your business code, your address, and then how much reportable income you had during that date range. So that's how you pull your 1099. Now let's go ahead and switch over to, how do you determine if somebody should have gotten a 1099 if they're not already calling you and asking you to send that? The best way I have found is underneath reports, you go to revenue by code. We're going to go ahead and set our date range to 1099. And then what I always recommend people do is just change your business code to 05 dash, or just 05 will work. And then we're going to set our frequency to monthly. So what we're doing here is we're going, hey, I want to pull any income that is monthly in this 1099 date range. And I want those business codes to start with that 05. 05 business codes are typically what our merchants business codes start with. And so once I run this report, you can see we have 14 line items here of people that have received monthly income. So I'm just going to pick on this town and country down here. So let's say they're calling us and they're asking us for a 1099. I'm going to show you how to pull that if they don't have a username on PAI reports. We're going to have that business code. We're going to see that they did need a 1099, and we're going to go ahead and assume their business and pull the 1099 for them. So how you assume a business is up here in the upper right hand corner. You're going to click on your username. It's going to open up a drop down here, and we're going to hit change user. Now, there are two ways you can assume a business. You can either assume it by the business code, or you can assume it by the username. They don't have a username, so we're just going to assume a business. So if I had the business code, I could paste it in here, or I can hit this magnifying glass and we can look it up. I could type in the name, the address, and it would pull up a line item that would look just like this. We can hit select. See, it puts that business code in there, and there's town and country foods. And now we can hit assume. Now you'll see the only thing that changes here is our business name up here is now town and country. We're now logged in on PAI reports as them. You can see the merchants also have a very different view, a lot less options here in our kind of speed dial. We're going to do the exact same thing we did. We're going to go to our menu icon. We're going to type in 1099, and then we can download that statement. Again, this is what it would look like. It would have their business name, their business code, their address, and then how much revenue they earned during 2023. So that's how you'd pull a 1099 for your customer if they're calling in. Now, there's also another view of PAI reports, and this is kind of an underutilized view. What I mean by that is when you're building a username for your customers, like if I hit add user here, down at the bottom here, we have a couple different options. We have three options. We have ATM Manager Pro Plus, which is the standard. What you're looking at right now is ATM Manager Pro Plus. The standard view of PAI reports that everyone's kind of used to. We have notification only if they want to only receive notifications. Then we also have this for retail view. And this was designed to show exactly what a merchant would want to see. Now I already created a user just to kind of show it off for you guys. So I'll just go ahead and paste that code in there. We have our username here that I created. I'll assume it. Totally different view of PAI reports. Like I said, this view was kind of designed for our merchants. It shows them exactly what they need to see. And the most common thing they want to see is how much money am I earning. You can see in big bold letters here, $32 in the month of February. They can also select different months. They can go back a month. They can see daily breakdowns of that. Now you'll see that this page doesn't really take up the whole width here. We really designed it with the idea of this being on their phone. But yeah, it's a really cool view. It shows them exactly what they need to see, nothing more, nothing less. But we're kind of after a 1099. So if you did have a customer that had this view, and there's no menu icon, I can't type in 1099. How do they even pull a 1099? They go to the business tab here in the very center. They can see their deposits, their statements, and most importantly here, 1099 statements. They can hit that download button after they select which year, and again, this is what they would get. They would get a PDF version of this, their name, their code, all of that same information. It's a different view of PAI reports. This view of PAI reports, I think, is underused. There's a lot of merchants that don't need to see the standard, this view of PAI reports right here. They don't need to see everything. So if you have a merchant out there that wants to be able to see that revenue, but you don't want to have to answer all their questions on how to use PAI reports, build them a user and just select for retail down here, and they'll get a much simpler view, and it'll only show that income. So those are kind of the three ways to pull a 1099. Again, I'm going to reiterate this here. How do you determine if somebody should have gotten a 1099? The best way, again, that I found is underneath revenue by code. Set your date range to 1099. Set your frequency to monthly, and you can run this for your merchants, and you get a list of their business codes and business names that were paid out monthly. So I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. So if you have any questions, is there any cost to enabling merchants for the retailer app? No, there is not. It is a free view of PAI reports. Again, this is what it looks like. This is what we're talking about, the retailer view. It is a free edition. Again, it cuts down on the confusion for the merchant. What we see is if you give them the full kind of access to PAI reports, there's a lot of different pages they can view. They can get lost pretty easily when really all they're after is this number right here and maybe these daily details. No, thanks for the question. It is free. All right, so another question came in about the transaction count by month widget, which is right here, the transaction count by month. And the question was, can we show off how to adjust this back to 24 months? Right here is our transaction count by month widget. And then in the upper right-hand corner, there's this gear that's going to open up the settings for that specific widget. We can change the name. And then right here, the number of months displayed. I believe the default before was 6 months. And so you didn't really get to see a whole lot of ups and downs. And you hit that gear, you can adjust the amount of months displayed. You can go back to 24 months. You can do 12. Hit save. I like 24 because you can see year over year. Are you up or are you down? We can see in this case we are down. Well, I can start investigating that and figuring out, did I lose a big account? It's just transactions down. That was another really great idea. It's why I always ask for people to send in their ideas for what they like to see in PAI reports, because without that, this would have been still locked at 6 months as the max. I heard that you're allowing partners to test upcoming features. How do I get involved and participate? Yeah, so one thing that we always like to do is we will develop a tool and then we'll open it up for an alpha stage where we invite some of our partners to use that tool, like 10 partners we'll say, and get their feedback on what they like about that tool, what they don't like about that tool. And then we'll even open it up further after that to like 100 people, and then after that we'll turn it on for everybody. So if you'd like to kind of join our beta testing or alpha testing group, I'll pop up my email here at the end. Shoot me an email, and I would love to kind of enable that. One thing that we're testing right now is our shop invoicing. So underneath the PAI shop here, I don't know. Yeah, we do have it. So we can see a list of all different invoices that we have, and we can make payments off of those open invoices. You can see that currently on this test business, we do not have any pending invoices. If we did, we would be able to go through there and see what those invoices were for, and then make payments. The payments can either be credit card, they can be ACH. And once they're paid, they can kind of start dropping off that list. We also are coming out with is our download invoices. You can download all open invoices. You can download all paid invoices. That was something that was requested specifically around tax season, where people want to have a Excel spreadsheet or PDFs to start handing off to their accountant so they can start claiming that stuff as a business expense. So that's something we're testing out now. One thing that I am looking for users for is those RMS features that we are coming out with, that new RMS view. I would love to start adding some people in to that conversation, getting some user feedback. What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? So we can help steer that development in the right direction. I love the notifications in the Mine Action Items widget. Are there any new notifications being added to that widget? Yes, there are. One of the ones that we have just added, which I don't think is in this list, is those shop invoices. And so what I just showed off, if I did have any open invoices, what we would see in here is it would say invoice. I would see the dollar amount of what was owed. And so again, the My Action Items, I feel like I talk about it every week, but the My Action Items kind of section here on our homepage is really a great place to kind of get an overview of outstanding items on your ATM portfolio. I would almost say every time you log in, just glance at that My Action Items. Okay, I think with that, we'll go ahead and close it out. Again, thank you for joining our office hours, and I hope to see you guys in another 2 weeks.